Hello dear students of class 10th, welcome to geography class. I hope all of you are fit and healthy. Students, in this video, I shall be continuing with the 7th chapter from your geography book, that is Lifelines of National Economy. Students, in the last video, I was explaining you about the classification of roads. I told you that there are major 6 classifications of roads. The first one is Golden Quadrilateral Superhighway, the second one is National Highways, the third one is State Highways, the fourth one is District Highway, the fifth one is Other Roads and the sixth one is Border Roads. So, these are the 6 classifications. As you can also see, it is mentioned here. So, very quickly I will explain the first 4, because in the previous video I had already explained you the first 4 classification of road and the last 2 were remaining. So, very quickly I will explain the first 4, let us just revise so that you can able to connect this. So, the first one is Golden Quadrilateral Superhighway. So, this highway basically connects 4 mega cities, that is Delhi, Kolkata, Chennai and Mumbai. So, these 4 cities are connected by Golden Quadrilateral Superhighway. Quadrilateral means having 4 sides. So, here also it is connecting 4 major cities. Also students, I told you that there are 2 major corridors from north to south and from east to west. So, we have the north-south corridor from Srinagar to Kanyakumari. And then we have the east to west corridor from Silchar to Porbandar. Okay, so these are the important points that you need to keep in mind in the first classification, that is Golden Quadrilateral Superhighway. Alright, then we have national highways that you call NH. There are number of national highways, for example NH 1, 2, 3, 4, there are number of them. Alright. So, national highways, they are evenly distributed or they are evenly there in the country. There are number of national highways and they connect the extreme parts of the country. Alright. Then the third one, state highway. So, state highway connects the state capital with the other parts with the other district of that state. Okay. Then we have district roads. Now, district roads or district highway, they connect the district headquarter with the other districts that are there in that area. Alright. So, I hope the first 4 classification is clear to everybody. Now, students, in this video, let us move to the 5th classification, that is other roads. Now, what are other roads? So, students, let me tell you that it includes the rural roads, the roads that are connecting the rural areas or villages with the towns. Okay? So, the roads that are connecting the rural areas and villages with the towns are called as other roads. Okay? And you know students, special benefits are given to such roads and special benefits have been given under the scheme Pradhan Mantri Gramin Sadak Yojana. Several funds are there which are granted for the construction of these roads. Okay? Students, these are basically constructed to increase the connectivity between village and town, so that very easily without any delay in short period of time one can travel from one place or from one village to one town. So, to increase the connectivity, these roads have been constructed. I think it is clear to everybody. And one more point students, these roads, they are said by an all season motorable roads. They are actually all season motorable roads. Now, what do you understand by the term all season motorable? See, motorable roads means the roads on which one can travel in all the seasons. Now, you must be wondering that what is this, because we can travel on a on any road in every season? No, this is not so. See, the quality of some roads are not very high. The quality is low, and you know what happens in the rainy season? It is not possible for the people to commute because the condition of those roads deteriorate, as a result of which one cannot travel. So these other roads, they are connecting the village with the town by an all season motorable road, so that these are motorable roads so that people can travel in all the seasons, whether it is summer season, winter season or rainy season. These are of good quality. Alright. So I hope points related with other roads are clear to everybody. Now students, we shall be moving to the last classification of roads, that is border roads. Now from the name only, it is very much evident that what we are going to talk about in this, cut this line. Now students, let's move to the last classification of roads, that is border roads. Students, from the name only, it is quite evident that what will be there in this or this kind of road. Students, border roads are roads that are made on the borders of the country. Now, why these roads are constructed on the border of the country? See, these types of roads are constructed on the border of the country so that connectivity can be increased between the country and with the neighboring countries. For example, if I talk about the northeastern states, for example, Assam, Meghalaya, so these are actually on the northeastern side. So roads are constructed so that trade can be increased with other countries. People can transport goods and they can even commute. So these are the roads that are constructed on the borders of the country to increase the development, to increase the economic growth and development of the country. So I hope this is clear to everybody. So students, constructing roads in the remote areas, they have really helped in the economic growth and development of those areas, because they are not so developed. So to increase the productivity, so to increase the revenue, these roads are constructed so that one can easily connect with the other countries or with the other cities. Alright. So students, now the question is, who maintains the border roads? So let me tell you that border roads are maintained by BRO, that is Border Roads Organization, BRO. It is a government of India undertaking that was established in the year 1960. So I hope all the points related to border roads are clear to everybody. And not only this, I hope all of 6 classifications are clear to everybody. So students, I have explained you the classification of roads, the 6 types of roads. Now students, we have one more classification. Classification of roads on the basis of type of materials used. See, for the construction purpose, what type of materials are used to make that road. So on the basis of that, we have one more classification, and that is metalled roads and unmetalled roads. Now we will see that what are metalled roads and what are unmetalled roads. Students, first let us see about metalled roads. See, basically you can understand this like this. Metalled roads means pakka roads and unmetalled roads means kacha roads. Okay, now I think it will be easy for you to understand the difference between the both. Now I think it will be easy for you to understand the difference between both the roads. So let us start with metalled roads. See, metalled roads, they are made up of concrete material. They are made up of cement, concrete or even bitumen of coal. And you know, they are all weather road. That means they are That means they can be used in all the seasons, even in the rainy season, summer season, winter season, autumn season, because they are made up of concrete material. They do not go out of use in any season. So, I hope metalled roads are clear to everybody. Now, let us come to unmetalled road. See, unmetalled roads are not made up of concrete material like cement or bitumen of coal. They are actually made up of mud and sand. So, that is why they are called as kacha roads, and you know they go out of use in the rainy season. That means they are not motorable road, they are not all weather roads. In the rainy season, as the quality is not up to the mark, it is not made up of cement, it is not made up of concrete material, so they go out of use. That means there are holes, the road gets broken, and there are several other issues that come up in case of unmetalled roads. So, I hope the difference between metalled roads and unmetalled roads are clear to everybody. So, students, I have explained one part of roads, that roadways. Now, students, we will be seeing, or I will be discussing about the challenges that are faced by road transportation. Definitely it has so many benefits, it is offering a number of benefits, and it is even better when we compare it with railways. It has so many advantages, so many benefits, but every coin has two faces, as you all know. We have seen the merits, we have seen the significance of it. Now, we will see the challenges or the demerits that are faced by road transportation or road industry. Alright. So, let us start with the challenges faced by road transportation. So, students, let us start with the first challenge or first limitation of it. So, the first limitation is large volume of traffic and passengers and relatively less network or less node network. I am saying again. So, students, the first challenge or first limitation is large volume of traffic and passengers and comparatively less road networks. That means the road networks that are available for the passengers, for the traffic, is not sufficient. It is not at all sufficient. See, if I talk about India, then we have a huge population. It is explosive, I would say. It is growing day by day, it is increasing day by day, and the road network that is available for us is not sufficient. It is not able to handle the amount of or the volume of traffic and passengers. You often find traffic it often results in delays because people are growing. Everybody wants to have their own vehicle, their personal vehicle. Everybody wants to have a four-wheeler or a two-wheeler. So, if everybody will own four-wheeler, then on the roads you will definitely find traffic, you will find congested roads. So, the large population, so the network of roads that is available is not able to meet the large population and traffic in our country. So, this is the first limitation. Now, let us move to the second limitation. So, the second limitation is half of the roads, they are unmetalled and they are of no use in the rainy season. I explained you about two types of roads on the basis of materials used. One is metallic roads and the second is unmetallic roads. Unmetallic roads means the roads that are made up of sand, that are made up of mud, basically the kacha roads. So, when this quality or this material is used for the construction of roads, then in the rainy season that road is not of any use. Okay. As a result of which, in the rainy season people often face a lot of traffic because half of the roads are not of good quality. People cannot travel on that road. So, because of this also people find traffic, and this is resulting in a lot of congestion, okay, especially in the cities. Now, the next limitation is roads are congested in cities. Definitely in the cities you find congested roads. Why? See, one reason of congested roads is the street vendors that are there. See, most of the street vendors, they occupy half of the space, half of the roads. They sell their goods, the vendors, they sell their goods on the roads, and as a result of which they occupy half of the roads. So, whatever road is left for the people, for the vehicles, that is not sufficient to meet the demand. So, this is also one limitation of road transportation. Alright. The last point, students, most of the bridges and culverts are old and narrow. See, they are basically made by the Britishers. So, they are actually not up to the mark. They are very old. They are very much ancient, very much traditional. Now, we need to have modern technology. Modern technology needs to be used. So, because of the old bridges, the old culverts, that is also creating a lot of problem for the road industry. So, these are the challenges that are faced by the road transportation. So, I hope these points are clear to everybody. So, students, I hope you remember that I told you that there are three modes of transportation: on land, by air and water, three ways. I hope you remember that I told you that in land there are three classifications: first roadways, second railways, and the third one is pipelines. So, we have covered the first part, that is roadways. Now, let us move to the second classification of transportation on land, that is railways. Students, when we talk about railways, then let me tell you that this is also one of the most popular means of transportation. That is, so students, when we talk about railways, then let me tell you that this is also one of the most popular means of transportation. See, whenever we have to travel for long distance and we have to travel together, then this is the most preferable means of transportation. With the help of railways, by trains, one can travel long distance, means we can easily cover long journeys and people can travel together. So, if one has to cover long journey, long distance and travel in group, then this is the best means of transportation. One can travel very comfortably, very easily. Alright. So, students, let me tell you that this is a means of transportation for both passengers and goods. We can also travel by train and goods can also reach from one part of the country to another. I hope that many of you or almost everybody must have seen different coaches. Some coaches are there for the passengers and there are some coaches that are exclusively reserved for the goods, for transporting goods. Alright. See, when it comes to railways, then railways is used for multiple activities, or trains are used for multiple activities. For example, for business. See, it is a government undertaking, and let me tell you that in India, railways is the largest public sector undertaking and it is a profit making business in India. So, first is for business. Second is sightseeing. See, whenever you travel by train, everybody, we love to see the sight, whatever is there, the sceneries and everything, we really enjoy a lot. If you have gone to Shimla, then in Shimla there is a toy train. That journey to reach Shimla is awesome. When you sit on that toy train, it has several benefits, several facilities. It offers several facilities and you really enjoy the sight outside, the scenery, the beautiful scenery outside. It is also used for pilgrimage, that is for worship purpose. If one has to worship, then railways is very good means of transportation, very good means of traveling. Then it is used for transportation of goods over long distance. So if one has to transport goods from one part of the country to another, then easily that person can avail trains. By trains, goods can easily reach one part of the country to another very safely. All right. Students, you know, railways is one of the it is a great integrating force for economy. You know, it accelerates the development of industry and agriculture. That means, for example, iron and steel in Chota Nagpur, that can easily be transported to other parts of the country very easily. When it comes to agriculture, then several crops, they can be transported from one part of the country to another with the help of railways. So this way railways accelerates the development of the country, development of the economy. So I hope points related to railways are clear to everybody. Now students, let us discuss some facts that you should remember. See, you know, the first train, it ran from Mumbai to Thane in the year 1853 for 34 kilometers. This is the first fact. Secondly, students, you know, Indian Railway is recognized into 16 zones. You must have heard Eastern Railway, Western Railway, Southern Railway. So there are 16 zones that are recognized. Students, you know, there are 7,133 stations which are spread over 64,460 kilometers. So these are the facts that you should know. So I hope points related to Indian Railways or railways are clear to everybody. In the next video, I shall be discussing about the distribution pattern of railways in India. Till then, thank you so much. Stay safe and stay connected.